my lip gloss is popping. I am triggered today, and let me tell you why. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Let's talk about colorism. Tyra, what is colorism? Let me show you.
The disrespect is real. Like, are y'all reading the title? Some of y'all black boys must forget y'all black.
Black girlfriend. Why? Black girls be fun as hell. Not black, I mean dark skin.
So dark skins aren't black no more?
I'm so ugly. What?
Don't say that. When you look at yourself, you supposed to say, I'm so pretty. You are so pretty. Do you hear me?
Okay, let's start with a quick history lesson. So by definition, colorism is prejudice and discrimination against an individual with darker skin tone, right? So it's basically a color hierarchy, as you can see here. So the lighter skin tones are at the top and the darker skin tones are at the bottom. This dates back all the way to the times of slavery when the light-skinned slaves were treated better than the dark-skinned slaves. So the light-skinned slaves would be in the house and they'd be called house slaves, and the dark-skinned slaves would be in the field doing the harsh labor. Now, it's very evident that colorism is a byproduct of white supremacy, right? But it's not just a white thing. You see, the system of white supremacy adopted the ideology of divide and conquer. So hatred was created within our community to divide us, and it worked. And it is still working today. So, if we want to talk about colorism, we must specifically talk about Black women. Why? Because Black women are the most disrespected group of people, period. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to back up my statement made by a man, because unfortunately, the words coming out of his mouth are going to resonate with some people more than they would coming out of mine, because the patriarchy. Anyways, here you go.
First of all, I'm going to say this over and over. Black women get the most disrespected out of everybody. Black women are disrespected. Black women are not lying when they are talking about this kind of shit. You understand? They're not crying wolf.
All right, so let's dive into this. I had asked a question on my Instagram yesterday asking specifically Black men and Black women respectively, if your skin tone was darker than it currently is, would you feel less attractive, less confident, and less beautiful, right? And I specifically said, don't give me the typical, oh no, of course not, I would still feel beautiful because Black is beautiful. Like, no, like to actually take the time to reflect and think about how you would feel if you were darker than you are now. And I'll give you time to do that right now. Just think about it. So among the Black women, 70% said that they would in fact feel less attractive, less beautiful, less confident. And it was actually the exact opposite for the Black men. 75% of Black men said that they would feel fine, like they wouldn't feel less attractive and less confident. They would feel, you know, the exact same. And I'm going to explain why. Colorism doesn't affect Black men and Black women the same way, right? Because according to the rules of colorism, the lighter you are, the more attractive you are, the prettier you are, right? And according to the rules of toxic, fragile masculinity, the prettier you are, the less masculine you are. So the rules are reversed for Black men. Light-skinned men actually tend to get the shorter end of the stick within the Black community because, you know, they're labeled the pretty boys and the simps, right? They're not as manly, they're not as hard. As for Black women, lighter skin, straighter hair, more Eurocentric features are more highly regarded in society and within Black culture, right? Because of the system of colorism. Now, this is especially evident within Hollywood. So we're gonna do a quick little experiment here. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to name as many dark-skinned Black women in Hollywood, whether it be actresses, singers, artists, whatever. So I'll give you 5 seconds. Notice how that was kind of hard? So right here, I'm going to outline the casting directions for the movie Straight Outta Compton, okay? And let me just pull it up right here. It says, A girls are the hottest of the hottest. Models must have real hair. D girls, these are African American girls, poor, not in good shape, medium to dark skin tone. And this is even evident within the TV shows that we watch, right? My favorite TV shows as a kid were That's So Raven, The Proud Family. One of the popular ones is Martin. Do you guys say Martin or Martin? Put it in the comments. These shows outline a light-skinned female lead, right, with either loose curls or straight hair. And then there was always the dark-skinned best friend who was kind of the butt of all the jokes and was never deemed attractive. The Dijonais of the group, if you will, right? The ratchet one, could never get the boys to like her, right? So this system of colorism is rooted so deeply within our culture and society. So that's why there's something called light skin privilege. And don't get me wrong, okay? We are all still Black at the end of the day. We still face the same racism, the same discrimination, the same oppression. But there's still a hierarchy within our community, especially within relationships and dating. Oh my goodness gracious. So let me just get right up close to here. Quick disclaimer before we get into this relationships and dating section. I'm going to be talking specifically about heterosexual relationships and Black men. Okay? So before you go saying,
not all Black men.
What the fuck? Does that even make any sense?
I didn't say it, he did. I know a lot of Black men who are super supportive and super amazing, okay, but there is a system of colorism that we need to abolish, and we are all a part of that system. Take your male fragility, wrap it up in a nice little ball, and check it at the door. And just listen. So the first thing I can think about when I think about relationships and dating is the first video I showed at the beginning, right? Where that guy asked, would you rather have a gay son or a dark-skinned wife? As though those were both like the worst of the worst. And I've had this conversation with multiple different Black men where they have outwardly said that they would never date a Black woman who was darker than them. First of all, your mom's Black, your sister's Black, your grandma's Black, your cousins are Black. Where is this hatred coming from? Just think about what you're communicating. So now we know that colorism is a byproduct of white supremacy, and it was created specifically to divide us, right? Some of these Black men are the first ones to say, oh yeah, Black lives matter, right? But they are actively playing into the system of colorism, thus in turn feeding into white supremacy. Make it make sense. And just in case there's people who don't believe me, because I've had this argument on multiple occasions, please, Black women, ladies, put it in the comments below. Let people know how many of us have had these conversations and these interactions. I put it in my Instagram story too, and there were like 25, 26 women who responded saying, yep, I've had this exact conversation. So put it in the comments, ladies. Let them know that this is a thing, because for some reason they don't believe me. So this is why we are the most disrespected group of people, because we can't even get our own people to support us. Black women are always the first ones to stand up for Black men, but it rarely seems to be reciprocated. Some Black men collude with the patriarchy to maintain their dominance, right? So they're, like I said before, they're the first ones to stand up for Black Lives Matter. But as soon as a Black woman comes to them to express their experience with rape or sexual assault, for example, they're the first ones to say, oh, well, what were you doing? Like, God, you can't let that happen. One of my closest Black male friends literally told me, how could you let that happen? How could you let that happen? And then we talk about Black feminism, and they're the first ones to be either completely against it or say, nah, like, I don't consider myself a feminist. But then they want to say, oh, I love my Black queens. Do you really love Black queens, or just the ones you're attracted to? If I had a nickel for every Black man my age who outwardly, actively, and consistently supported Black women and Black feminism, I would be broke. And then I hear, oh, well, just because we don't say it out loud doesn't mean we don't support it. And I agree. But that sounds eerily similar to the white people during the Black Lives Matter movement saying, oh, I still love black people. I just don't say it out loud. Like, I don't have to support it out loud to care about it. You know what I mean? We rarely ever feel the support. And if you don't believe me again, here's a clip.
And black women, first of all, they're the most supportive. Like, they're the most supportive of especially black male actors, who a lot of motherfuckers that don't marry any of the black women, they get support from black women. Black women spend so much money and support us. Like me, you know me, as much as I talk shit about pro-black shit, black women in the streets show me so much fucking props. You know, I would be a fucking idiot to be dogging them in public, man. It's like there's a lot of us that do that. We kind of fucking are not loyal to black women at all, and it's fucked up on all levels.
Your silence speaks volumes. Anybody in any type of position of privilege, silence is loud. We need your support. We need your consistent and outward effort. If we want justice for all black people, we need to step it up. Black men, we need to stop only supporting the black women we feel attracted to. And we need to stop making fun of light-skinned men for being light-skinned. Like, let it go. Black women, we need to stop the skin bleaching. We need to stop wearing lighter foundation. We need to stop avoiding the sun to avoid getting darker. We need to get rid of that jealousy that we have of lighter-skinned women. And the light-skinned women, we need to get rid of that feeling of superiority over dark-skinned women. We need to get rid of all that.
Delete all that shit!
As I said at the beginning of the video, colorism isn't just a white thing. There is a pecking order within the black community, and it goes black men, light-skinned women, dark-skinned women. And we need to abolish the out of that pecking order if we want all black lives to be equal and all black lives to matter. Now, we need to find solutions, and I want to make this interactive. So take the time, reflect on it, throw it in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. How can we defeat colorism? Doesn't matter who you are. You can be white, black, Asian, Hispanic, doesn't matter. If you have an opinion, throw it in the comments. I want to hear about it. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all, that's it for this video. It was a little bit longer, but I had a lot to say. This video was, I want to say heavily requested. I mean, like 4 or 5 people requested it. So for me, that's heavily requested. Okay. Let's keep talking. Let's keep up that conversation. All right. I'm out.